Ranvir was shocked to see Mahi in this condition. He was able to feel Mahi's pain somewhere. But he had so much fire in his eyes that he could burn Mahi and the thief and destroy her. Then Vedant and Rudra placed their hands on Ranvir's shoulders. Vedant said, "We will make that Chauhan such a state that even death will be afraid." He said so much that Ranvir saw Vikram Chauhan coming from the stairs. He had wrapped Mahi's dupatta in his hands and blood was flowing from his head. Ranvir, who had a pain on his face after seeing Mahi, saw Vikram in front of him and fire began to rain from his eyes. His fists tightened with anger. His eyes started staring at Vikram's hand, on which he had wrapped Mahi's dupatta. Seeing Ranvir, Rudra and Vedant together there, Vikram Chauhan panicked. But he did not let his panic appear on his face. And he said in anger, "You have come here, but you will not be able to go alive." Then he shouted loudly to his men, "Ramesh, Veera, Jaggu, where is everyone?" Even after shouting so loudly, when no one came, then surprisingly he started looking at them. Vedant put his hands in his pocket and said, "Chauhan, all your pets are out of blood." Then Rudra said with a sad smile, "Vedant, one dog is still alive." Saying this, he pointed to one of his men. In a while, his men caught a man and brought him inside. This man was the one who was taken out of the hospital. Seeing him, Vikram was shocked and said, "What are you doing here?" Hearing his question, Ranvir said, "He has brought us here, Chauhan, so that we can set fire to your Lanka." Actually, all this was Ranvir's plan. This man was the one who was caught in Kapoor mansion and was admitted in the hospital. The man who took him out was Dr. Ward Boy Ranvir. On this day, the guards did not stop him from going inside. And when he was taken out of the hospital, then Ranvir's men followed him. Before he could go inside the mansion, he was caught again. Because if that man had reached the mansion, Vikram would have been suspicious and he would have taken Mahi to some other place. The room in which Vikram was in was soundproof, so he could not hear the sound of firing. In a while, Ranvir's 8 to 10 men surrounded Vikram from all sides. While giving the order, Ranvir said, "Take him away." Saying this, he took Mahi in his arms and left. Ranvir laid Mahi comfortably on the back seat of the car and quickly sat on the driving seat and started driving the car at full speed. All the cars left one by one. Only Vikram's mansion was left behind, burning in the flames of fire. There, in a private room in the hospital, a lady doctor was checking Mahi. The entire Kapoor family was present there. Mahi's father, uncle and aunt had also come there. Everyone was waiting for the doctor to come out in distress. Mahi's father's tears were not stopping. Seeing his beloved in this condition, he said, "My child, what happened?" Maheshji was consoling him again and again. "Be strong, brother. Mahi will be fine." Ranvir was standing outside the room with his hands tied and one of his legs standing on the wall behind him. In front of his eyes, Mahi's painful face was visible again and again. Then the door of the room opened and the doctor came out. Everyone came to the doctor and asked about Mahi's health. The doctor said, "See, she is absolutely fine. There is nothing to worry about. I have given her an injection of sleep, due to which she is sleeping now." Saying this, the doctor said to Ranvir, "Mr. Ranvir, I want to talk to you. Come to my cabin." Ranvir nodded and went towards the doctor's cabin. Rudra said to everyone, "See, the doctor has said that Mahi is fine now, and she is sleeping now. So all of you go home now. It is quite late." Sarika refused to go and said, "No, I will stay here until Mahi wakes up. I want to meet her." Anita explained to her, "Dear, it is not right for you to stay here in this condition. Come in the morning." Nirmala explained to Sarika and everyone went home. Gangadhar also did not want to go without meeting his daughter. But after everyone's explanation, he went home with Mahesh. Anyway, when he heard the news of Mahi's kidnapping, he was also unwell. There in the doctor's cabin, sitting on his chair, the doctor said to Ranvir with a serious expression, "See, Mr. Ranvir, I have checked Mahi very well. From her condition, it seems that she has been attempted rape. There are wounds on her body in many places. Seeing this, it seems that Mahi has struggled a lot to save herself. And all this can have a deep effect on her mind. She needs your support now. Only then will she be able to get out of this trauma. Knowing the condition of Mahi from the doctor, Ranvir was feeling very bad for her. His feet moved towards Mahi's cabin. Mahi was lying on the bed. Her innocent face was completely yellow with pain. She still had swelling on one of her cheeks. There was a bandage on her hand. And there were fingerprints on the wrist of her hand. Ranvir took Mahi's hand in his hand and sat on the chair next to him. He kissed Mahi's hand with love. Today Ranvir's eyes were also wet. Ranvir had never been bothered by anyone's pain. Nor anyone's pain. But seeing Mahi in this condition, he began to feel a pain in his heart. That's when he felt like Mahi's body was trembling. Mahi was shaking her head anxiously. Tears began to flow from the edges of her closed eyes. Maybe she was having a bad dream. Ranvir tried to calm her down by stroking her hair. "Shh, calm down. I am here with you." Mahi calmed down in a while. Ranvir sat next to her all night. It was morning soon. Mahi was still sleeping. Then Ranvir's phone started ringing. He went out to attend the phone so that Mahi's sleep would not be disturbed. He sent a nurse to Mahi's room. Ranvir had to go out because there was no network. In a while, Mahi opened her eyes. She saw herself in an unknown place. Then she remembered everything that happened last night. She sat up with a scream. She felt that she was still in Vikram's captivity. Before she could get up from the bed, the nurse got her. The nurse was explaining to her again and again. "Ma'am, you are in the hospital right now. You are safe. Please calm down." Mahi was not ready to listen to her. The nurse quickly pressed a button. Soon another nurse came in with the doctor. Everyone was trying to control Mahi. But Mahi felt that they were all Vikram's people. And they have come to take her away. Mahi was screaming loudly. "You have come to take me away again. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go. Get away from me. Don't come near me. Ranvir, take me away from here." Ranvir, who was coming from the corridor to Mahi's room, heard Mahi's scream. He quickly ran towards the room. When he opened the room and came inside, he was surprised to see the view there. He was surprised. Mahi was standing fearfully against the wall. She had covered her ears with both her hands. And while crying, she was repeating the same thing over and over again. "I don't want to go there. All of you go away. I want to go home." Ranvir slowly walked towards Mahi. And he pointed everyone out with his eyes. Everyone went out. Then Ranvir called out to her. "Mahi." Hearing Ranvir's voice, Mahi, who was repeating the same thing over and over again, became silent. She slowly raised her head and looked in front of her. Seeing Ranvir in front of her, Mahi ran and hugged him. Ranvir hugged her tightly in his arms. Mahi hugged Ranvir in her arms and cried loudly. "Ranvir. They came to take me to him again. I don't want to go there. It's very dirty. I want to go home." Ranvir said, "No one is taking you anywhere. You are safe now, Mahi. I am with you." Saying this, he picked up Mahi in his arms and sat on the sofa. Mahi was still sitting in his arms. Her heart was beating fast. Her heart was beating fast. It was beating so fast in Ranvir's chest that no one would take him with them again. Mahi raised her head and looked at Ranvir and said, "He had hit me. And he was talking dirty with me. I was very scared. What if he takes me back?" Ranvir was getting very angry inside. He was thinking how much Vikram has hurt Mahi. But he was controlling his anger. He spoke to Mahi in a soft tone. He will never come in front of you again. You don't have to be afraid of anyone. Mahi said, but I want to go home. I don't want to stay here. Take me home. Mahi started being stubborn like a child. Because she was still scared here. Ranvir hugged her and said, yes, we will still go home. But first you eat something. After that, you have to take medicine too. Mahi nodded her head. Then Ranvir called someone and made Mahi sit on the bed. A nurse came in with soup and left it on the table. Ranvir fed her soup with his hands. Then he gave her medicine and laid her on the bed. Ranvir told her, you go to sleep now. I will get your discharge papers ready. After hearing this, Mahi grabbed Ranvir's hand and said, no, you don't go anywhere. Stay here. Ranvir sat on the bed again. Mahi was sleeping holding his hand. As if he left Ranvir's hand, Ranvir will leave him and go. Rudra got the discharge papers ready. Mahi came home with Ranvir. After Mahi came home safely, everyone took a deep breath. Mahi was also feeling very safe at night. Ranvir gave Mahi dinner and medicine. He also gave her sleeping pills so that Mahi could sleep peacefully. Mahi was still sleeping holding Ranvir's hand. Then a notification came on his phone. Ranvir checked his phone and typed the answer of the message. I am coming. After writing this, he slowly let go of Mahi's hand and kissed her forehead. It's time to punish your culprit. Now he will have to pay for all your pain. Saying this, he went to the changing room. He was wearing a black pant, black shirt and black blazer. He saw Mahi sleeping and went out of the room. Will Ranvir punish Vikram Chauhan? Will Mahi ever be able to get out of this trauma? Keep listening to Oh Baby only on Love Pulse Diaries.